So Apache Spark, imagine that we're running our computer and we're getting lots of data. But as data gets bigger and we get lots more data with all this AI, right? Eventually we're going to have a lot of data. And it's going to be way too much for our laptops or our machines to handle. So that's really what Spark comes in. So Spark is an engine. And you can send some queries to it. Right? I say, hey, I want to store some data, or I want to do some analysis, some machine learning, stuff like that. And instead of all running on a single machine, a VM or something like that, it actually says, well, I've got loads of different engines and I've got loads of different machines. So I'm going to split whatever you said into different tasks and optimize it and send them across. And this is the same with data. I can store them in lots of different locations. It doesn't have to be the same location. And this is really it under the hood, right? It's this engine though is very powerful because it knows which tasks are sent to where and it can compile them all back together. So it's just optimizing, it's distributing, it's called. So it distributes things across different computers and machines internally. So you said these queries, what can we send it? It actually supports a lot of different programming languages. It might be a little different or some certain packages. So we have something called PySpark, Spark SQL are very common. Scala and Java and R, and we can write different languages. So it's not just set to a certain language or a certain vendor. We can do lots of different ways to interact with it. And this is great because we have different things that it's really used for. So Spark SQL is great for data engineering, doing tables, stuff like that. It's really good at streaming because of the power of it we can stream. So when you get real-time data coming in, like sensors, stuff like that. It's also really good at machine learning because of the power. Machine learning takes a lot of computing power. And we also can do graph databases. If you don't know what these are, I wouldn't worry. But it does also handle it if you happen to understand them or know what they are. So, Spark, it's open source. It's not a specific vendor. It's not down to anyone who's great, which is why it's being really heavily used. It's good at large data processing. So we love lots and lots of data. Good at streaming, multi-language support. So I don't mean languages we speak, I mean programming languages such as Python and SQL. And I say replaces, it's set out to solve a lot of things that Hadoop and MapReduce, some issues that they would have. If you have never heard of this, don't worry. If you see these names, know what they are, right? And Spark's kind of a thing that now probably a lot of people are using over these. A lot of people still use them, but Spark's one of the newer ones.